Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. Not a video I was expecting to do. I am bringing you Rach from Rach and Bella Crafts video slot for the hashtag Summer Simples Crafting because Summer Crafting Simples, oh, do you know, my brain's gone. So I'll put it all in the description bar below. So I've already done my video, but Rach unfortunately had an emergency and asked if somebody else could step in. I knew I was going to craft this evening, well, last evening when you're watching this, because the footy's on, I don't watch it. So Ed and my son are watching it, and I can hear the odd moan, groan and cheer and from downstairs. So anyway, I can't print anything because the printer's in that room. So I have turned to what we got given when we were at the retreat and my leftovers from the project that I did do to do something. So it is all about simple crafting, and there will be links down below to the kit, 40% off. We've got Angela Kerr and Rach and Bella Crafts collaborating together on these wonderful kits and papers, and there'll be links to their shops down below. Go to Kofi for Rach, go to Angela's website for her kit, and then there's a link to the link tree with everybody that's on it, except I'm here instead of Rach. So there we go. Hope the message went out. Anyway, so I sort of had a little flick through. I particularly like these two, and something that I like making is faux stamps, and I think they make really nice embellishments. I'm quite obsessed with stamps as well, and I have literally just bought some more stamps off eBay because that's just the way I roll. Now I've got a couple of different punches. I find punches are perfect for quickness and making simple things. This got a £3 sticker on it. I got it from a charity shop. This is a retired Stampin' Up stamp that and I've got a square one as well, which is another retired. So I am obsessed with stamps to have 3 stamp punches. You can get dies. I haven't got any dies, but I know people do have dies. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a punch, and then I'm going to do it if you haven't got a punch, and then I'm going to show you a quick and easy way of making an envelope. Anyway, so these look like let's have a stamp with a garden shed, shall we? So this was perfect for this punch because it's the right size. So let's have a little bit of a picnic as well, like that. So quick and easy. Get me out of here, and there we go. So that is, I'm just going to move some of these out of the way. I've been messing around today. I've been on a roll with me crafting, and I've filmed multiple videos. None of them are edited yet, but some of them don't need much editing. So there we go. One of them needs loads. So that is your stamp's shape. So let's ink round it. There's my spongy dauber. There it is, Jess. There it is. There might be a few crafter lunches going on here because I really have got everything everywhere because I've been doing so much. There we go, and that is a little stamp with a little bit of inking round. We've got ourselves a little stamp. There we go. So that's quite large. Maybe we want one to actually put on an envelope that's, you know, that is the size of an envelope. So that's not the lid, you Bert. So that's where this one comes in. That's more envelope sized. Now then, can I pick something out that would be pretty for that. I might go for one of the embellishments. I moved those sheets out of the way, but now I want them back. So we've got quite a few little things I could choose from. Let's see, there's that. Can that, let's go up here and let's have a little stamp there. With that bunch of flowers. That's quite cute. Give it a little inky winky. And we got a simple little stamp there with a flower on. Got a square one here. Let's grab, what about a stamp with, right, let's take a little bit off the bottom there because I want to get up a little bit further on that. That's quite nice. And these could then be focal points on clusters. You could put them on a tag, you could put them on a tuck, a pocket. So that's them like that. Now, what if you haven't got one of these? What can you do? Well, one simple way is hairdressing scissors. These are the thinning scissors that hairdressers use, and you can get these cheap as chips. I think I paid about £2 for this, so that is a bargain. So you can cut with it. Now that's cutting with the teeth going down, and you sometimes get a clean cut like that, and sometimes you get a cut like that, and then you have these edges that you pull, which I think is really cool for a stamp. Like that. Like that. And I can pull it off. So that is another stamp shape there. Give that a link. That's working like that. Let's see if we can see that on a white background there. You can see the edges, and these are the ones done with the punches, but I think that's a really cool way of doing it, and it's a bit more junky. Now the other thing I like to do when I'm making stamps, and I'm going to use one of these, so I'm going to cut, let's cut this down, because stamps have borders. So I'm just gonna cut this down there. So I've got myself a rectangle. I am going to ink it because I'm an inker. If you're not an inker, don't ink. And I'm going to put that on some white paper, or I might do it on, let me grab some packaging. Right, little craft right, so got a little bit of this. This was an actual envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this to that. I quite like the colour with the colour on there, and create a stamp shape around this. So let's glue this down. So I'm going to stick that a little bit away from the edge, Jez. I was forgetting what I was doing there. So I'll stick that down. And then come in with my scissors and leaving a little gap. Just cutting round so it looks a little bit more like a stamp with a bit of a border. Like so. I get a bit more ink on there. So that's a stamp with an edge to it. And you can make those in whatever size you want. So if you've got other pictures that you want to use, you can cut them out and make your stamp whatever size you like. I'm actually liking those flowers. Let's make some more. I'm gonna that one's massive. Let's cut around him a bit. That's pretty. So we've got these. They've already got a border around. I could turn these into a stamp simply by cutting. So that's, oh, I had the blade coming up, didn't I? I prefer it with the blade going down. Like so. There we go. That is simple stamp. Like that. There we go, Jez. You've already shown that method. I know. Fancy doing it again. Right, let's get these and we'll chop these down. Right, we'll do those. And I'm just chucking these. Been quite ruthless with my scraps of late. So we've got these. I'm going to ink them. And I'm going to do these on white paper this time. So I've got an envelope here. I'll stick them down. Envelope's quite a good source of paper, even if you're not going to like alter an envelope in any way. It's free paper that comes through the door, isn't it? So I always keep them. This was actually post that came through this morning. This was Ed's post, and he knows I likes me envelope. Window envelopes. There was also a brown envelope that came through the door this morning as well, which I particularly like. Don't get that many brown envelopes anymore, so I do get excited when one comes through. So I'm just gonna cut this up. There we go. That's how I like it. So they're not making stamps of all different shapes and sizes, but stamps do come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. They aren't all, you know, especially with the commemorative stamps, they can be, you know, quite large. I've got some that are really large in my stamp collection. Right, now I'm going to cut this one down because I went too far away, I think. There we go. Might come in a little bit at the top. I don't half fiddle. Don't half fiddle sometimes. There we go. Just age it a little bit around the edge. And there it is. So that's the difference between having it on a brown envelope background and a white envelope background. Liking it? Right. Cut this one. So this will be my last stamp. So this is like your basics, and then we're going to age it even more. So that's them. Let's move these out of the way. I don't want those scissors anymore. Put you back in me packaging bit. So we've got stamps. So we've got the simple, just punched. We've got them cut with the scissors. We've got them mounted and cut with our thinning scissors. Now we want them to look like they've been used. Most of the sort of, you know, a lot of the stamps we you know, we buy ourselves, you know, stamps from stamp albums. Some of them are you know, you can see a little bit of the franking on them. Look, there's an example of a large stamp there. You know, they've got these marks on them, and sometimes you get stamps and they've still got a bit of the envelope. Look, that's a massive stamp there. So, you know, our stamps come in lots of, you know, different shapes and sizes. So I quite like them to then look a little bit, you know, like a stamp. So stamping some words on them. So I have got a variety of stamps that I could use to make these look a little bit more authentic. Let's just put that on there. Then we can see them a little bit better. I'm gonna do a bit of stamping. So I've got a stamp there with a little postmark. Stamps there with postmark. They've got different things on there that I want to use. Some of them had like numbers on, so I might grab. You're looking for Tim Holtz, aren't you, Jez? Yeah, I am. Field notes, aren't you? Yeah, I was pretty much. Oh no, we've got lots of numbers on that. Might use that. Yeah, we'll go for that. Go for that. So I pulled out those stamps, grab some numbers. There we go. Random numbers don't necessarily mean anything. Let's have some ink. Let's put a number in the corner. There we go. Quite like that. Let's utilise that number again. Oh, don't know if you can hear. I've just heard an yes, and then I've heard an oh no. So don't know what's happening downstairs, but we're excited for a bit. Right, then we've got a price there. I'm going to do that actually in a darker colour. Let's have it in black. go. I don't want them all to be the same price, but I'm not sure if I've got another stamp with another price on it. We'll just carry on. Actually, it don't matter because they're not going to be on the same project, are they, necessarily? If you're sort of mass making for different things, it might not be on. So as this is the only price I can find, they're all going to be 6 1/4 cents. It's quite cool. Now, what I want with some of these is I want them to look like they've been stuck to an envelope and sort of ripped off. So we've got the corner of an envelope there. So I'm going to stick that one down as if it was on the envelope. So it's been posted to someone. And we've got an authentic sort of roughness there of that it's been in the post, because it genuinely has been in the post. And then I need my postmark stamps. So we'll have, oh, I was going to have that one there, but it seems to not be there. Obviously got that mounted somewhere. So I'm going to use that one. There we go. It's covering up an awful lot of that picture, but that does happen. So we've got a rip there, so we'll carry on that rip. And there we've got it as though it's been ripped off an envelope, ready to use. I'm going to ink around the edges. And then we'll call that one done. Some of these I don't want the edges, I don't want it as though it's been ripped off, but I do want it to have a little bit of a postmark on it. So I might put that one on, reaching in my drawer for me. There we go. Those. I might do that in, I will do it in that black. I might stamp it off though, so it's not quite so. There we go. So we've got a little bit of that there, and I'd quite like a bit of the wiggly lines just coming off there. So that's another one. I'm gonna go with that one. There we go, and we'll have go in there. You can, of course, leave them just looking pretty if you so wish. But I like them when they look a bit authentic. Right, let's have, wish I knew where that one was because I really like that one. Have I got another one? I've got that one, haven't I? This one's quite wee. And it's also not in here, Jez. You've got a load of postage stamps mounted somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. So we'll have to make do with what we've got then. So have that. I've got this wee little triangle. Stick you on this little one. So we've got 3 more there. I think I might do some more on envelopes. So we've got another corner there. So I can stick that one in that corner. To get genuine corners, your envelope will have 4 of them, and it will have 4 on the back as well. So you can do this 8 times and have the genuine corner of an envelope. Yeah, and of course if you're making a journal along with the collaboration, you're got lots of embellishments here that you can sort of dot round. There we go. And then I'll just rip that. Rip that off like that. There we go. And shall we do 2 more? So I've got the rough edge there. So I'm going to stick you there. I'm going to get a ruler. Oh, another chair. Another chair. I've no idea if this is this penalties now. Looking at the time, I'm thinking this, is it a penalty shootout? It is England after all, and we nearly always end up in penalty shootouts, but who knows? Who knows? I really do hope they get through, because my boys would be really happy. There we go. And I'm just going to pull that off. There we are. There's that one. Oh, we've got. Shall I do another one? let's have that, and let's have a bit of this. And now I'll just rip this up. There we go. So that is them. So you could leave it like that if you wanted to. Have that as an embellishment like so, and leave it. These look quite sort of junky and well used. So I would call these done. But these ones that have like been steamed off an envelope and put into a stamp album, I want them to look a little bit more old than what they currently do. So the way I do that is an embossing folder. I've got one here that sort of ripples like old paper, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to put, look at your embossing folders, see what you've got, anything to sort of add a little bit of creasing to it. So I'm going to put them in there like that and run them through my embossing folder. I see one fell out, so they've come out now and they are well wrinkled. I'll leave one not done so you can, you know, have the comparison. And then I'll just give it a little bit of a brush over. So that they get picked up, the embossing that I've just done. So where the creases are, I'm just picking it up a little bit to make it look old. You see there where that ink's picked it up, and we're leaving that one as is if you want something a bit more pretty. So that is my stamp ideas. Let me just get a white sheet of paper. That's not a white sheet. I picked up a bit of paper that I thought would be white on the back, and it isn't. There we go. So there they are. That is my faux stamps, looking all a little bit more used and abused, so to speak. So that's that simple idea. Now, if you've got stamps, you need envelopes. So let me just move some of this out the way. I've got these papers. These are the half size papers. Like this, that would be a nice envelope. That would be a lovely envelope. Could do an envelope with that. Yeah, that's a misprint. This was Rach gave us at the retreat, and it is, you can see some of her printing on the back there. Now, I am going to do that. Right, so let's do an envelope. So I'm going to do an envelope with a top flap. Corey showed us how to do envelopes. I watched her video today. I'm going to do it with a side opening, so no measuring, just going to fold that over like so. Then I'm going to fold this over there like so. So we're going to have the join there, and then I'm just going to fold up the bottom just a little bit at the bottom. Do really need to wear my glasses. Just a little bit up the bottom there. Like so. And then we'll have a bigger turn down there. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Right, let's get the bone folder out. Give that a bit of a crease. Right, so we've got one crease down here, one crease down here, a small turn up at the bottom, a bigger turn up at the top. Okay, so we need to do some cutting. So that's just meeting that. So that's going to be the flap that's going to go down. So I am going to take my scissors.
Guess what?
Ooh, what? Are they through to the final?
Yes, they won.
Oh. Did it go to penalties or anything?
No,
They
in
won
90 minutes.
They run in 90 minutes.
Oh man.
Amazing. I heard the big screams and the cheers.
I shouldn't tear up, my eyes hurt.
Oh,
My eyes hurt. Oh.
oh, you've had such a good day.
Oh wow, I know.
What an end.
I know.
There we go. So, yeah, England won. But the boys are just beyond happy, and there might be a few wet eyes. That's how happy they couldn't believe it. Ed wasn't expecting that at all. Right, so what I'm doing is I want to get that's going to be the flap over, and I want them to be the same slanty bit. You get what I mean? So I'm just gently folding that in half, and I'm cutting them together like that. So that ends even. So now we don't want this bit. I'm going to cut at ever such a slight angle, cut that end off, and I'm going to cut this across. I'm going to go straight across there, like so. So that's the top of our envelope, and that's the flap. And then at the bottom here, similarly, I want to cut those ends so they are the same slanty bit, and I'll just go like that. We're gonna slant up a little bit like so. And we need to cut this bit off because that's the bit that's gonna come up and over. So we need to cut this off. Now this I'm gonna cut at a slight angle. I'm gonna come above the crease line, take that off so that when that is, so there's a gap so that that fold line will go up easily like that. And that's how you can make a quick, easy envelope. I might save those scraps, but not those ones. So I like to ink, so I am going to ink. Easier to ink before it's glued down. Now, yeah, there is that. That's okay. I can get in and out that envelope. I like to ink along there. So then I just want to glue that shut. I'm going to put a bead of glue along the edge of that, and then along the edge of this. That's them closed. And then I go along the bottom there, and then just up these two sides. And that is a nice easy way of making an envelope. And I could put one of my stamps on, but just realised they've all been franked. Actually, if I use this one, the franking goes off the side, so that's okay. That's as if it's been misfranked, isn't it? Well, it's quite big. But you could, I would have done it so that it wasn't already got the franking on it. Right, so that's that way of making an envelope. I might make another stamp for that. Now I could also make, along a similar vein, we could make a bag. I think I quite might make a bag with this one. So I'm going to fold this over and this over, so I want it so that they're overlapping, but we're in the center. So there we go. That's about where I want to be. So you're getting three here. Three little things: an envelope, a bag, and that's quite pretty, that, isn't it? And then we need to just fold the bottom up. That. There we go. There we go. Right, so that is where they're going. So this is the bit that's going to fold over, and these two bits are going to come off. So like I did before, because I want the turny in bits to be the same, I just put it all together. So now that's the bit we're going to keep, and we're going to cut these two bits off. We're going to taper up a little bit so that the fold over's easy. So that's going to go over there, and that'll go up there like so. So then we're left with the top of the bag. So I quite like the zigzaggy edge that you get with like a sweetie bag. So I use pinking shears for that. So I'm gonna just go across like that to make our bag, and I want the front to come down a bit, so I just gently match up the two corners, and then I just come down a little bit and I just curve it up a little bit like that. And that's how I get my edges like that. And it don't matter, like underneath we've got those bits, but you can't really see them like so. So I'm going to do a quick ink around again. So right before, I'm going to put glue on the inside of that and on the underside of that. I've ended up with a bit of glue on there, which I didn't want. Wipe it up. So there we go, a nice little cute bag, which you can decorate, but it's actually really pretty. It's too pretty on its own to actually add anything to it. I could just put a little bit of ribbon around it, but I quite like it the way it is. So let's concentrate on this one. I'm thinking I want a stamp there. I'm gonna grab, oh, I could do a matchy stamp with that. Where's my little, I might just punch a quick little stamp. Right, where's the post-it? There we go. It'll look very cool there in the corner. All right, so we're going to stamp our postmark on there. Let's do vintage photo. Is that the right way up? There we go. It's quite like that, Jez. It's also upside down, your Wally. Where's my black gone? It's that way up. That's better. Don't really mind. It looks a little bit, you know, like it's been through the franking machine twice. But that's okay. And I want it to look like there's an address. So I'm gonna go for this sort of grey. I want it to be illegible. And a bit faded, so I'm gonna stick that in the middle and just touch it down a little bit there. Right, we've got an address written on there. Like it, like it, like it, like it. I think that works really nicely. I could put something on the bottom here, maybe a little fussy cut of some sort. There we go. That's my little envelope there done. So those are my little simple ideas for you. An envelope with just folding, a bag with just folding, and some stamps that you can do with either a punch or a pair of hairdressing thinning scissors, and you can make them look like they've been well used using your embossing folders, or just sticking them on an old bit of envelope and stamping on them to make them look real. So hope that has been okay, stepping in for Rachel there at the last minute. And I hope you enjoyed those ideas, and I hope you'll go and check out everybody's else in the collaboration. I'm not sure who my partner is today, because I say I wasn't expecting to do it. So there is a link down below to the link tree, so you'll be able to find who was the other collaborator today, and you'll be able to find everybody on there if you want to just go and catch up. I'd like to thank everybody who watched my other video. I am playing catch up with comments. There's been loads. I have hearted most of them. I'm still a little bit behind that, and I've answered any questions that people have asked, and I have you know, made comments on some of them, but yeah, I haven't had the time to do all of them. But I do say thank you in advance of any comments on this one. I will get round to I do read them all, but I will get round to hearting and answering any questions that you may have. Okay, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye for now.